Thanks. Thanks so much, Anita. I'm going to put this into slideshow mode. And how's that look? Good? Great. My name is Shaitra Sanders, and Anita introduced me. I'm the Associate Director for the Health Connector for Business side, and I am joined by my colleague, Nikki Conte, who will be coming on after the first half is done, and she will be providing some information on those who do not have employees who might have to have health insurance for the individual side. So again, we're going to be providing information today on the Health Connector, both the business and the individual and family side, that is affordable, flexible health coverage. And just as a reminder, as Anita said, we're going to go through this presentation and we're going to leave room at the end for questions. If you find that you might have a question during the presentation, please feel free to use the chat functionality while it's on your mind, and we will answer those questions at the end. Or you can also just hold on to the question to the end, and I believe Paula will be allowing everyone to be unmuted at the end when we are no longer recording. So let me go right into the presentation. What are we going to review today? Well, we're going to go a little bit over what is the Health Connector, although Anita did a great job of describing us, so thank you, as well as Paula. And we're going to go into some of the experience that employers have had with the Health Connector for Business. I'm going to focus on some savings, flexible choice models, rebates, and small business healthcare tax credit. And then how do businesses get started? And then Nikki is going to go into pretty much the same items, but under the option for sole proprietors, owner only, and those who cannot get health insurance through any other resource that might want to utilize the Health Connector to provide health insurance to themselves and their families. So just a quick overview, what is the Health Connector? We are the Massachusetts health insurance marketplace. So we're the state's health insurance marketplace. And we offer individuals, families, and small employers access to affordable health and dental coverage. I'm going to speak about the health coverage offered through the Health Connector for Business for small businesses in Massachusetts with 1 to 50 full-time equivalent employees. And Nikki's going to be able to talk to you about those who health insurance available for those who cannot get health insurance through their job or other sources through the individual coverage. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the savings that you might have access to, and also just to let you know that it's not only health coverage, it is also dental coverage. So people can also buy dental coverage through both the Health Connector and the Health Connector for Business. So just to give you an idea what carriers are available at the Health Connector. So I remember, I think it was Anita or Paula, someone said one-stop shopping solution. That is what we are. We are a marketplace that has accessibility to all the leading insurers in Massachusetts. So when you look at this screen, some or all of these logos may be familiar to you because these are the leading insurers in Massachusetts and they are available on our marketplace. So just to let you know, you'll have access to these carriers depending on either where you live or where the business is located. So again, I'm going to start off and give you some information on Health Connector for Business. And just as a reminder, Health Connector for Business is designed for employers who have a business in Massachusetts with at least 1 to 50 full-time equivalent employees at initial enrollment. So you can offer health insurance as a business as long as you have 1 to 50 full-time equivalent employees besides yourself through the Health Connector for Business. So let's talk a little bit about what are some of the benefits of utilizing the Health Connector for Business. Well, we already talked that this is a one-stop shopping solution, right? We have full carrier participation. The Health Connector for Business is actually the only place in Massachusetts where small groups have access to every single leading carrier through our marketplace. We all have also found that on the Health Connector for Business, employers on average save at least about 20% before any rebates. And that is because they can comparison shop. They have access to all the leading carriers in one location, one marketplace, one online platform, and they can view to see what each carrier costs and which one makes the best sense for their business, therefore allowing them to make savings decisions. There's also rebates. We have a wellness rebate, which I'll talk a little bit about, but it is a opportunity for employers to receive back 15% of what they put into their employees' health insurance premiums if their employees complete wellness activities during the business year. So you'll be financially incentivized, and at the same time, you're promoting wellness within your workplace.
It's a card.
We also have flexible employee choice models. This is designed exclusively for the Health Connector for Business. It is a way of offering health insurance that allows for an employer to create a cost control constant or a budget plan offer, while allowing their employees to enroll in the plan that best suits their needs and their family's needs. We also have free certified assistance. So if health insurance is not the main thing on your mind, or maybe it's confusing, or it's not really something you want to take time out of your busy day to look into, research, compare, there are over 470 certified brokers who are available to help you for free. Also, it does not cost any membership, any fees to utilize the Health Connector for Business. Only need to pay the premiums. So utilizing the Health Connector for Business is free for you, and also the help that is offered. Peace of mind. Just to let you know, any benefit plan offered on the Health Connector for Business or the Health Connector does meet all federal and state coverage requirements. So you could have peace of mind that your employees are receiving the minimum essential coverage that is required in the state of Massachusetts. So some of the highlights of offering health insurance on the Health Connector for Business is we have options that also may coincide with other benefits that you're offering. If you are offering a health savings account plan, which is a tax advantage medical savings account that's available to taxpayers who are enrolled in, it's like a high deductible health plan, all of the carriers on the Health Connector for Business offer at least a silver level health savings account compatible plan. Therefore, you don't have to worry if you have this benefit intact, you can also get a medical plan that works with that health savings account plan. We also have out-of-state coverage. Many of you might have remote workers working out of another state that might need access to a PPO. The Health Connector for Business has plans that offer out-of-state coverage through the PPO models, and that is available through the one carrier model, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. And again, just like I stated before, all the plans on the Health Connector and the Health Connector for Business meet minimum credible coverage and have received the Health Connector seal of approval for quality and value. So when I say minimum credible coverage, what am I talking about? Just to let you know, all Health Connector plans offer at least these 10 benefits, and these 10 benefits are considered the minimum essential coverage. So if you bought a plan that didn't have one of these benefits on there, your plan would not be meeting state requirements, and it could open up for a tax penalty. But none of the plans on the Health Connector or the Health Connector for Business do you have to worry about for that, because all of them meet minimum coverage standards. So let's talk a little bit about what employers are experiencing with the Health Connector for Business. Again, like I said it before, employers have found that on average, they save over 20% by shopping through the Health Connector for Business. This is before any rebates. And what we did here was just kind of create a graph to show you in blue what an employer might pay on the Health Connector by shopping, comparison shopping, in comparison to what they might pay in green off the Health Connector. And that would be them shopping around from one carrier to another carrier to another carrier on their own. This here just shows that by aggregating everything together in one location and allowing employers to view them in the one-stop shopping solution, they can make a financial decision to save on what they're offering to their employees. We also give employer surveys every year. What we have found is these 4 items really stand out as some of the top benefits on why employers come to the Health Connector for Business. The employee choice models, which I'm going to go into detail in a few minutes. The Connect Well rebate, employers really love getting that 15% rebate back. And I'm going to talk about that in more detail also. We also, like I stated, have other rebates back, and one of them is a small business healthcare tax credit. The small business healthcare tax credit is a federal tax credit that is designed for employers who offer health insurance on a state marketplace. And we are the state marketplace. So that is something that you might be eligible for by offering your employees health insurance through the Health Connector for Business. And as I mentioned before, there are no fees or membership dues for utilizing the Health Connector for Business for offering health insurance to your employees. Just pay the premium. Okay, so I stated that we had employee choice models and they are exclusive to the Health Connector for Business. So let me talk to you about the employee choice models because they are an extremely unique way of offering health insurance to your employees as a small business in Massachusetts. So the employee choice models are designed to control costs while providing multiple insurance options to employees. Now, since our platform is online, employees can easily compare options and choose a plan that best fits their needs. So you might be thinking in your head, I'm going to provide multiple options to my employees. How are they going to choose? Well, don't worry. It's a very easy experience for them once you offer the health insurance. They will log into their employee account, see what's available to them, see what they're responsible for financially, and then they will be able to choose the plan that best suits their needs. So very easy, online, no paperwork needed, no faxing, no signatures, nothing like that. Everything's online. Now, the employee choice models, there's 3 types. They're called one plan, one carrier, one level. This is the idea of it in health insurance speak, but I'm going to go ahead and go into like a little bit of an easier explanation where I compare health insurance to pizza, because I love pizza. So how does one plan work? So let's think of this as you funding some of a pizza for an employee. So imagine you and your employee are sharing the cost of a pizza. Now, in the end, the employee is going to get the pizza, but you and your employee are going to share the cost of the pizza. So as one plan, the way this works is you, the decision maker, decide that you're going to offer a $10 pepperoni pizza to this employee, and they are going to pay for half, and you're going to pay for half. So you have made the decision to offer them a $10 pepperoni pizza from a certain pizzeria that you have chosen, and they are going to get that pepperoni pizza, and they are going to pay for half of it. So you'll pay $5, they'll pay $5. They didn't get a choice of what kind of pizza they wanted. They didn't get a choice of where they got it from. You made the decision, and you're going to share the cost of it. That is one plan. And this is kind of what it looks like when it's a health insurance option. So you as a decision maker would decide for your employees that you are going to offer, in this case, as this example, this gold plan. And these are just benefit tiers. And, you can definitely learn more about the benefit tiers, what benefits you get out of them. A broker, if you utilize a broker, you can always ask them. And also the online application has access to all of the summary of benefits and coverage, a breakdown of the out-of-pocket costs. But I just want to let you know what we're utilizing here as the example. So in this case, under one plan, you would say, I'm going to offer all my employees this gold plan from this carrier. I'm going to pay a portion of it, whatever you decide is your contribution percentage. And then the employees are either going to enroll in it because they need health insurance, or they'll waive with a valid waiver because they get health insurance elsewhere. So that's one plan that actually is not unique to us, that is available elsewhere in Massachusetts, but we do offer it on our platform because it is a way of offering health insurance to small businesses in Massachusetts. Now, unique to us is one carrier. So let's think about pizza again. How does one carrier work? So one carrier is where you decide, I'm going to offer my employees a pizza from this pizzeria. So you chose the pizzeria. That's how it chose. Then you look at the pieces that are available at that pizzeria and you say, you know what? I, as a business, can afford to pay for half of the cost of a $10 pepperoni pizza. And so that is what you decide is your benchmark plan. That is the plan that you are utilizing for your financial share. You then say to your employees, I'm going to share the cost of a pizza with you. I have decided as a business, I could afford to pay for half of a $10 pepperoni pizza. You don't have to buy the pepperoni pizza, but you have to buy a pizza from this pizzeria, and you get, in this case, the $5 towards that pizza. So some of these employees might look at the menu from the pizzeria and say, you know what, I'm going to get a cheese pizza. The cheese pizza might only be $8. You gave them $5 towards the pepperoni. So in that case, that employee only has to pay $3 for their cheese pizza. Some might go ahead and buy the pepperoni pizza and just pay the other half. But some might go, I want a Supreme. And so the Supreme might cost $15, but you could afford half of the $10 pepperoni pizza, so you'll give them $5 still towards the Supreme. So what you controlled there was the cost of what you could afford as a business, you could afford to pay into the pepperoni pizza, and then the employees took that contribution and bought the pizza that they wanted or needed or preferred. So when you think about that for health insurance, what you would be doing is choosing the health insurance carrier, one of those well-known names that we showed in the early part of the presentation. You would choose one of the benefit plans from that carrier as your benchmark plan, and then you would allow for your employees to buy the benefit plan that best suits their needs. And whatever they choose, that financial portion, you will just deduct from their payroll on a monthly basis. So that's one carrier. Now, one level is also very unique to us. So when we compare health insurance to pizza, how does one level compare? In this case, it's the type of pizza that you're offering everyone. So you'll say to everyone, you will have access to buy a pepperoni pizza. You chose the pepperoni as the level. You look at all of the pizzerias in your area and you say, you know what? This business, we could afford to pay for half of the $10 pepperoni pizza from this pizzeria. You chose a pizzeria with a $10 pepperoni pizza. Now, the employees now will be able to look at those same pizzerias in the neighborhood, and they'll be able to choose the pepperoni pizza from whichever pizzeria they want and utilize your contribution towards the pepperoni pizza they want. So, you know, the one that you chose was $10. Maybe the one a little further down, maybe that's a $15 pepperoni pizza. Maybe the one even further down is a $7 pepperoni pizza. It doesn't matter. You decided that you were able to afford to pay the half of the $10 pepperoni pizza from a certain pizzeria. The employees do not have to buy the pizza from that pizzeria. They just have to buy a pepperoni pizza if they choose to buy a pizza. So that's what it looks like for health insurance. What you're choosing is the benefit tier. You're choosing a carrier's plan in that benefit tier to pay into as a business, and then the employees can buy across carriers, therefore allowing them to choose the carrier that has their doctors, hospitals, specialists in the network. And then they will pay the difference outside the plan that you chose to pay into. And of course, there might be questions about this, and we'll definitely answer them at the end of the presentation, but those are the employee choice models, and they are extremely exclusive to the Health Connected for Business. Now, I did mention rebates. One of the rebates that you can get back as a business is the Connect Well rebate. And the Connect Well rebate is designed for employers who have 25 or fewer employees enrolled on the Health Connected for Business. To participate, employees just will complete at least one of the wellness activities from more than 30 pre-approved qualified wellness activities. Employers can receive back up to 15% of what they contributed towards premiums. And that is a check back, an actual check back, not a discount off next year, not less of the current year. It's actual money back of up to 15%. If 33% of their employees actually successfully complete and submit an approved activity. Employees are incentivized also, they'll receive a $100 Visa gift card once their activity is approved. So just to let you know, the Connect Well activities, there's quite a large variety of them. They're focused on mind, body, money, so mental, physical, or financial health. As you can see, some of them are go for your well visit, very easy. Maybe take a retirement planning course, sign up for acupuncture, volunteer. There's many more than just these. There's over 30, and an employee only has to successfully complete and submit and get approved for one activity out of any 3. We help you with this process. So once you enroll on the Health Connected for Business as a business, if you are eligible, we will auto enroll you. You don't have to ask to be enrolled in the Connect Well program. We email both you and the employees every other month to remind you to partake in this plan and this rebate program. Once employees complete their activities, they submit them online. Everything's online. They receive gift cards via email, again, online. And then once your 33% participation is reached, you'll actually receive an update. You've reached 33% participation at the end of your benefit year. Look in your email, you'll receive information about your rebate. And then at the end of your benefit year, you'll just sign some paperwork and send it over, and then you'll actually receive a rebate check, like I said, for up to 15% of what you contributed into your employees' premiums. And just to show you that this is true, we did deliver some checks out to people prior to when we all went remote. And here is one of our employers who received a check back, Marcy Virgin. She said, we heard that there would be a 15% rebate. And I said, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And here it is. So we brought her one of those big giant checks and an actual real check she could cash. And so there you go. She received back a little bit over $4,000. And there's also the small business healthcare tax credit. I touched upon this early, just to let you know, this is only available for businesses who shop on a state marketplace to even talk about. So the other items I don't really look into, like I don't look into employee salaries. That's not required for us on the Health Connector for Business. We're not looking at the average wages or anything like that. So what I always say to employers is, if you offer health insurance on the Health Connector for Business, you are fulfilling one of the requirements to receive the small business healthcare tax credit. That's offering health insurance on a state marketplace. So this should open up the conversation with you for your tax professional at tax time to say, hey, I offered health insurance through the Health Connector for Business. That is a state marketplace. Am I eligible for the small business healthcare tax credit? And then you would let your tax professional do all of the calculations and stuff to see if you could get this 50% tax credit. But just keep it in mind and bring it up at tax time if you do offer on the Health Connector for Business. So now that you've heard all this great stuff, you're probably wondering, okay, I'm a small business and I have at least one employee who is not myself, who might need health insurance. How do I go ahead and get started? So it's very easy. Everything's online. I think I've stated this a couple of times. So you would just come to our website, mahealthconnector.org/business. And as a small business, you can enroll on the first of any month. So just to let you know, there's no close or open enrollment period for small businesses. If you want to start your health insurance on November 1st as a business, you can start your health insurance on November 1st, and then you will renew on your anniversary date the following year. So you'll have a full benefit year. So you would come to our website, and on the month prior to your expected effective date, you would offer your employees health insurance through your online platform. So that's what we call shop for plans. So on the 10th of the month prior to the effective date month, you would offer your employees health insurance or dental insurance. Then your employees will create online accounts, and they'll have till the 20th of the prior month to enroll or waive with a valid waiver. I've been saying valid waiver a couple of times, just to let you know, a valid waiver is health insurance elsewhere that they have. If they don't, then they should be enrolling in your health insurance plan that you're offering. We then ask for the payment to be made online by the 23rd of that prior month. And then guess what? Coverage will start on the 1st of the month, and you'll get invoices monthly and just make the payments. And everything is done through the Health Connector for Business. So you don't have to worry. I know I spoke about the one level and employees possibly having different carriers. Don't worry, your invoice through us, and then you make the payment, and then we pay the carrier. So don't worry about that. Everything is done right in the system. It's very easy, like I said. If this is something that you don't want to do yourself and you want to ask for assistance, we do have brokers who are free for you to utilize. We actually have over 470 certified brokers at the moment who can assist you. They're free to use for any Health Connector for Business related item, so no cost to you. They can put together easy cost estimates. They have this great quoting tool where they could create several different cost estimates for different plans, different models. They can present it to you, show you, you guys can discuss what's best for your business, and they can show you several options. The great thing to know about utilizing a broker is this is what they do day in and day out. This is their expertise area. So they understand what they're offering you. They're understanding what you need. And they are able to really compare what's available and explain to you why this is the best option for you and your group. And at the same time, while providing them with this task, you can go ahead and save time and go ahead and take care of your regular business activities that you need to keep your business running. And therefore, not have to put too much time and energy into the researching of what is going to be the health and dental insurance that you offer your employees. But our online system is self-service model. So if this is something you would love to do yourself and you have a great interest in it and you understand, you can also do it yourself. It is an easy self-service model where you can compare options and see what's available for you and your employees and go ahead and offer it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my colleague, Nikki Conte, to explain what's available for sole proprietors, owner only, and those who cannot get health insurance through a business or other resource.
Excuse me. Thanks so much, Shaitra, and thank you everyone for joining this morning. Excuse me, hold on one moment. I've got my windows open here, everybody. Probably not a good idea. So anyhow, I'm so glad to be here and so glad to be able to share this information with all of you. Shaitra, if you want to go to the next slide. Okay, so Shaitra covered quite a bit of this, but I just want to touch these points at a super high level. And the reason being, I just want to be sure that the message that we're the state's health insurance marketplace, and the idea that you can rest assured if you get coverage either through Health Connector for Business or the individual and family side of mahealthconnector.org, you or your staff members do not need to worry about the type of coverage that you're getting through us. All of the plans sold through the Health Connector meet both state and federal standards for coverage. So you don't have to worry at the end of the year, am I going to get penalized? And am I in a plan that isn't comprehensive, doesn't have comprehensive benefits? Are in the back of your mind, I'm sure if insurance isn't your line of work, you might be wondering, geez, I hope I don't sign up for like a scam plan. And then when I need to use it, I find out that it's missing components, etc. So we want you to put all those things out of your mind. All of the insurance plans, dental plans, these are all known as qualified health and dental. Shaitra showed you a slide where all of the carriers that are available through us were displayed. So depending on where a person lives, they're going to be able to choose from carriers that serve their area of Massachusetts. Now, something different, and again, I'm talking about, I'm going to describe things here that are specifically going to be for individuals or families buying coverage. I'm thinking about those sole proprietors that don't have any employees right now. If you need coverage, there are a couple of plans that are specific, or plans or options that I want you to be aware of that in your early stages of building your business can really help you save money and take this idea of, or this expense of health insurance, make it a little bit more comfortable for you. So through us, you can access health plans with advanced premium tax credits. So depending on your income and your household structure, you could qualify for tax credits, and these reduce the cost of your monthly premium. And I'll describe that a little bit later. In addition to that, we have what are known as connector care plans. So people who are in lower income ranges and meet other eligibility requirements could actually qualify for low cost or no cost health insurance plans. And this is great coverage, great health insurance companies, and there are no deductibles if you get determined eligible for connector care. Going on to the bottom left here, the catastrophic plans. I just want to describe a little bit of what these are. I know that they're, these could seem like a good alternative for folks. They are specifically available to those who are 30 years of age or younger, or have a hardship waiver, excuse me. But basically, catastrophic plans are there for kind of what the word is describing, catastrophes. They will be there in case of emergency. When you're looking at pricing, they will look a little bit more appealing to people from a financial perspective. But I just want to do my buyer beware for a moment and say, yes, these are available for a lower monthly premium, but these plans will have a higher cost at point of service. So when you do go to the physician or you do pick up a medication, this is something that you need to be mindful of. There is more of a cost. You take on more of the expense than the health insurance company does. Now, I think Shaitra talked about dental plans, so I won't spend too much time on that, other than, yes, you can buy dental plans, whether you're on the Health Connector for Business side or the individual and family side. You can shop for dental plans. And I'm sure you've got this on about we'll call it HCB. Again, a lot of great savings through that program, and we can take any questions about that as we go forward. Now, the next two slides are really important because you might be wondering, okay, I don't have, or you may be thinking, I don't have health insurance, or I may be losing access to health insurance. When can I actually get into coverage? So we do have an open enrollment period every year, and it runs from November 1 through January 23rd. So this is essentially the time of year when someone can apply for new coverage, renew coverage, change their coverage for any reason at all. You don't need to have a qualifying life event. It is the time of year that we just open the doors and, you know, don't ask too many questions. So that is coming up soon, but that will be for coverage that begins on January 1. We know it's September right now. If you or someone you know is in a position that you don't have health insurance coverage, we don't want to discourage you from applying. Simply apply. You might find out that you have a special, you have a qualifying event that opens a special enrollment period. Anytime you enroll in a plan, it always begins on the first day of the month after you enroll. So I think that's just like a general note for you to be aware of, whether you're in Health Connector for Business or a plan for individuals and families. So Shaitra, if you go to the next slide, I want to just cover a little bit of what special enrollment periods mean, or what qualifying life events mean. So if you have a qualifying life event, basically you can enroll or change your health insurance plan outside of that open enrollment period. So certain things that are life events could include, you know, changes in your household. Let's say your income has gone up or down. You have gotten married, you've had a baby, you've adopted a baby or child, or you've lost coverage from job-based health insurance. These are all life events that open up a special enrollment period. There is a much more comprehensive list available on our website. And I think that's why when I boil it down, I just tell folks, if you don't have coverage, just apply. You'll be screened, you'll go through a questionnaire, and we can find out whether or not we can get you in sooner versus later. Now, if you have a certain qualifying event, the rule is to report it within 30 days. And then you're going to have 60 days from the date of that event to enroll and select a plan. Again, just a note here that we still have to abide by payment deadlines, enrollment deadlines, even if you're in a special enrollment period. But I think you get the message. Basically here, we're saying if you need it, apply, and we'll see if we can get you in ASAP. So going on to the next slide here, just a couple of things. I think we've said several times, we are the state's marketplace for health insurance coverage. So because of that, we are available to Massachusetts residents only. Other states either have their own state-based exchange or they use the federal government's website, healthcare.gov. But we are available to offer coverage to anyone who is legally residing in the US. So as you can see here, if you're a US citizen, US national, or otherwise lawfully present, come on through. As someone applies, we're going to ask questions about your immigration status. We're going to ask questions about your income, etc. So again, if you don't have access to health insurance coverage, this is the door that you want to go through. Now, the last couple of bullets here talk about not applying. And I just want to explain that for a moment. So if someone has access to employer-sponsored insurance, either through their own job, a spouse's job, a partner, or if someone is already enrolled in another type of government-sponsored insurance, such as Medicare, Medicaid, even certain veterans benefits, those will disqualify you from getting coverage and getting additional savings through mahealthconnector.org, through us, through mahealthconnector.org. Reason being, you are already getting some sort of government subsidy to help pay for coverage. Therefore, this is not the right door to go down. Going on to the next slide, I think I may have touched upon some of these things already, but I did. So as I said, there's going to be information that we need to know from you. And this is the part of the presentation where I always say, this is doable. It can be done. It's like sitting down and doing TurboTax, right? You get your favorite cup of coffee, you get all your important documents together, and you're like, all right, I'm just going to do this. You just commit. If you're a household of one, it's a lot faster. The bigger the households, the more, family members you have, it is going to take you a little bit longer. But you want and need social security numbers for everyone who's applying if they have one. If you have any immigration documents, you will want to gather those as well. We want recent pay information so that we can help determine what kind of help you can get paying for your health insurance coverage. So for self-employment, we need information about your net income. If things are different from last tax year, again, any information you have about your current income. If somebody is collecting unemployment, we're going to need to know what the monetary determination is. And the other thing I just want to say here is that if you don't have all of the information we've listed above, don't worry about it. Just sit down, enter the information into the system. What happens with this application is you'll get to the very end, and based on all the information you've provided to us, we'll give you a result. And based on what you told us, let's say about your income, the system may say, okay, we're going to afford you X number of dollars of savings, but we need proof of that. So you're going to have a certain number of days to get that proof back to us. So again, don't want anyone who doesn't have coverage to wait any longer, but just remember that you may need to send us proof of some of the information you share. And that's really important, so please do that. Also important is for me to describe in a little bit more detail the two kinds of help, the two ways you can get help paying for coverage through the Health Connector as an individual or sole proprietor. I mentioned this already, but there are advanced premium tax credits. So those lower the premium amount you pay each month. The Internal Revenue Service sends your tax credit directly to the insurance company. So as a taxpayer, you just pay less to the insurance company each month. So you don't get a check to you and have to balance this out. You just get a lower monthly premium that you're obligated to pay. If you're going through the application and let's say you qualify for $300 of tax credits each month, and you're thinking to yourself, well, this is my slow season, or this part of the year is the slow year, and I know by the time I'm going to get to the end of the year, I could potentially have more income. How is this gonna pan out? What you're gonna need to do is, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I was distracted. Everyone's able to hear me, is that right? Okay, great. I just got a note from someone else and I was like, nope, I'm not on that meeting. So that's okay. You guys can hear me. That's good. Okay, so going back to the IRS. So let's say you are determined eligible for a certain amount of tax credit, and then you're thinking, I don't like that. I don't feel confident. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm getting too much. You can decide to take some of that tax credit to lower your monthly premium amount. You do not need to take everything that you are eligible for. Now, where that is different is if you qualify for this Connected Care program, because your premiums are low or you're not paying a premium. And the way we get to that low dollar amount is because we take all the federal tax credits that you're eligible for, plus we give you state funds, and those two together reduce the premium amount that the consumer pays. So again, these plans have low monthly premiums, low out-of-pocket costs, no deductibles. And depending on the plan type that you qualify for, again, someone could choose to enroll in a plan as low as $0 a month or $133. And again, it will go up depending on the person's income. So we can show you some resources later on in the presentation. So on to the next slide. I just want to be super clear about this slide. There are income guidelines for Connected Care, but the income guidelines for the advanced premium tax credits basically have been lifted. So because if you're looking at the Connected Care side, if you were a sole prop and it was just you, no children, if you're taking in $38,280 or less a year, you could potentially qualify for Connected Care. And this is really great. Like if you're just starting your business and you're not taking income, it's like, hey, you know what? Let's take advantage of this opportunity so that you don't have to worry about health insurance and you can, focus and think about your business growth. If you're in a different situation and you have a spouse or you have a child in your household, let's say is a household of two, and you are making some cash, so there is some cash flow, you are taking some income. Let's say you're making $68,960 or less. Previously, you were able to qualify for advanced premium tax credits, but now through the American Rescue Plan, and there's another bill now that has made this possible to still continue. Even if you're making over that, you are now eligible for federal help paying for your premium. So we have a great tool on our website. It's called the Get an Estimate tool, and it's available from our homepage at mahealthconnector.org. And you can enter a couple of pieces of information about yourself or your family, and you can see what those federal tax credits could look like and what your premium payments could be. So on to the next slide. Shaitra talked quite a bit about where you can get free help on the Health Connector for Business side, but I want to just let you know that we do have free enrollment assistance, but you kind of go down a different path, the second path. You can get free help through our customer service center at 877-623-6765. On our homepage at mahealthconnector.org, you can link to our help center and get more details about hours of operation, etc. When we are in open enrollment, our office hours are extended and we have some weekend times as well. The other resource that is great and very available is help from community partners. So regardless of where you live in Massachusetts, there is likely a health insurance navigator or certified application counselor available in your area. And because of the recent pandemic, they've had much more flexibility with the way in which they can help people with this process. These folks, again, they're certified by the Commonwealth, they go through courses, they do continuing education with us. And basically they can answer your questions about eligibility, the application, etc. But as we're nearing open enrollment, we would just ask you to certainly call ahead and set up a time for an appointment with these folks. There is help available in many languages in addition to English. So certainly if you have any need for that support, feel free to call and take a look. I mean, look at the link on the website. You can do a search by where you live and call and make an appointment. So going on to this very last slide, I feel like we're running over, so I don't want to, I'm going to hand this to Shaitra because I think she can do this quicker because we really want to get to your questions.
I turned my video on and off. Just to really quickly overview, again, I talked about the Health Connector for Business part in the beginning, and then those are for employers with 1 to 50 full-time equivalent employees besides themselves. And then Nikki talked a little bit about what's available for those who do not have employees and need to get health insurance for themselves, their families, or do not have access to health insurance anywhere else. And just to remind you, many of the enrollment timelines are the same on both platforms. So for small businesses, I'm at the bottom half actually. I talked to you about the 10th of the month, offering health insurance prior to the effective date. The employer has to do that. The 20th of the month, the employees have to enroll or waive with a valid waiver. And then the 23rd of the month, they have to make their payment. Nikki was talking about coverage again prior to the month before they're starting on the individual side. And the key here is everything needs to be completed, the application, the enrollment, and the payment by the 23rd of the month. So I think the key word here is the 23rd. Both platforms are looking for a payment on the 23rd. The small business side, if you apply through the small business side, the Health Connector for Business, don't worry, you'll keep getting updates on the deadline. So you won't have to worry about those different deadlines and worrying when they're due. You will get updates as they approach. I'm going to go ahead and move the screen and just put it here for a second for those who will be getting the recording. And then I think Paula and Anita will be opening it up for the questions for those who are actually on the presentation today.
I'm gonna leave that up for a sec. Do you mind, or we can leave it up?
Please.
Don't fret. I will send you, you know me, I send you a lot of information. So I'll send you this after, and I'll send along the recording and we'll be in good shape. But I know you guys are gonna have a lot of questions. So how about this? I'm gonna wait, make sure you have that. And now I'm gonna stop recording so it have at it. So however way you want to